Hi, everybody. Welcome to Behind the Scenes. Someone else talk.
That doesn't sound good. Is it just me? So it must be
No, I
you.
think that was weird. That wasn't happening for the entire meeting.
All right. So Mindy, you introduced the. Wait, did it go away?
Yeah, it went away.
All right. Sorry, we were having some technical difficulties, but we are here to tell you about the good and bad and ugly of the holiday weekend with our families. I am going to talk about the most benign thing I can tell you because all of my kids are still home. Maybe next week ask me about the other stuff. But we have two dogs. My dog is 5 pounds. My daughter's dog is probably 20 plus. And my dog is biting her, roaring at her, like clawing at her. It's really going well. It's really lovely. So, it's like this the when everyone in the house thinks the other dog is more adorable than this poor dog who was their first dog and first love. And there's a lot of blame going on. There was a big lovely pile of poop on the rug, and one of my kids stepped in it, which is
Oh,
disgusting, and said Riley, like your dog Riley pooped on the rug. And I went in and I said, nope, not my dog. Anyway, that is the joy of untrained animals in a home. So how about anyone else having dog issues over the holidays?
Well, I will say something about this pooping on the rug business because I have noticed, like, if I use this particular destinkifier, the other dog won't want to mark where the first one did.
Oh,
So
what is the product? Your
I'm gonna go grab
destinkifier.
it. I'm gonna show it,
Okay.
or I can put it in the comments section in case anyone's interested. I'll do
Sure.
that afterwards.
Add it to the comments.
Yeah.
All right. Does anybody want to be more honest than me?
Actually, I do have a story. We had a lot less people this Thanksgiving due to a lot of various issues, but my one cousin had been really not sure if she could make it or not, and she really wanted to come, but also she really needed to like be where she was, blah 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 blah. And finally, she makes the decision like, all right, I am going to actually come. Tested positive the morning that they were about to leave, so she was not able to come, which was very sad. But we did try to, take plenty of pictures and FaceTimes and keep her updated on the goings-ons when she was awake and not exhausted.
All right. Someone else jump on in.
honestly,
we actually had a lot of people this year. Like we had a record number. Like it seemed like all the nieces and nephews made it in. And what was really sweet because they, it's a big family, so there's also a big age range, and they all decided because we had to move it to a different house than we usually meet, and so it was all not like as set, so nobody really knew exactly how things would play out, right? Because but they decided before the meal to rearrange all the tables so that all the nephews and nieces could sit together on this giant long table with like 24 kids to young adults, and that was really fun to have them there all together. And it was even funner that it was their idea. We didn't do anything. It was just all of a sudden they were rearranging things, and so again, it was quite a different Thanksgiving because a lot of things just didn't go according to plan, but then sometimes the not going to plan ended up in something fun. So.
I love when the kids like jump in to organize their own thing, as long as no one gets left out. But like when it's enforced, I remember just feeling so awkward as a child. Like I did not really know my cousins very well, and like having to sit at a table with them, and they all knew each other. It was kind of one of the worst things about things. Maybe that's why I don't particularly like.
Okay, this is a moment of therapy for Melissa.
Okay.
Tell us now.
All right. Yeah, I can see.
I want to say that my kids form a unit of their own, and it's getting harder and harder to be part of it. And I remember like watching my in-laws try to stay like when our generation was yakking. My in-laws would try to stay like, what are they talking about? Someone fill me in. What does that mean? And now it's us. We're like, I don't even know what that word means. Someone and no one wants to tell me.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the funny one. This is a funny one. There were two in the holiday gift guide, which is fantastic. Francisca, hats off to you. There's two places where there's a wink, and it didn't turn number one. It didn't become the emoji. It was just the colon dash paren. But I was asking my kid, is like, should I put it that way or should I create the emoji? And she said, well, I wouldn't really use it. There's sometimes a little sexual connotation to that wink. And I was like, oh, okay, we'll remove that.
Maybe we want to do that kind of a gift guide in the future, like for the parents. I don't know.
Yeah, that's so on brand.
And Sue, when you're talking
But
about,
it is so funny because
I was
once
just
you
gonna say,
told me this, Sue, with the wink, I thought, oh my God, I have a lot of friends who are sending me texts with sexual connotations, apparently, because I don't think anybody in my age group knows that this is part of
It's
it.
like using the eggplant.
but Sue, somewhat similar in our house. I think I found, especially myself, saying a lot. Wait, what? What? And I don't know. Wait, what did he say? What do you? It's like, is it my hearing? Is it my reaction time? Are they? But
I think it's exactly what you dream of. Like they speak their own language.
yes,
And they're
yes.
watching the same pop culture and they get it. There's a short code for everything they talk about.
Yes.
Right.
And I always wanted to have kids who had that connection. I didn't know it meant I was left out.
Right. Right. That's the thing is, it's like FOMO. You have FOMO, like, wait a minute. Wait,
Yeah.
I want to know. And they're like, no, Mom, you don't. And I'm like, but I do. And
Or
they're
they're
like,
just
no.
kind of too impatient. It's like, seriously, we're having fun. The banter's fast. We're going at it. No, we don't want to stop and explain it to you.
Or they'll show you, like to me, they were looking at something on Twitter, and I was like, "Well, wait, let me see." And they go, "Okay, well, wait, let me get my glasses." Okay, well,
And my hearing aids. Let me get my glasses.
there goes the moment, and it's like, "Oh my God!" Well, expand the thing. Oh.
I will say it was very fun trying to get any of the adults to join us for a game of Jackbox.
Well, you'd have to say what Jackbox is.
Oh, it's the online like party game pack. I think I now own all of them save for 2.
Wait,
I
what
bought
do
a
you
couple
do?
more.
What do you do?
I mean, you have to go on your phone or anything that has like internet access. You go on to Jackbox TV, and then somebody will put the game on their computer or on the TV. And it's just a bunch of different party games. Like they
Oh
have.
my God, I want to play it. We have one more night. Okay, can you put the link in the chat?
Sure. I mean, oh no,
played
that's
a lot of
I think the
Boggle.
sale ended yesterday, but
That's okay. We played a lot of Boggle, and like in my family of origin, I was the Boggle queen, and I'm not. I'm so not.
I'm sorry.
We played pickleball. I told my boys, I could tell them because we've been playing pickleball. I was so excited to go out there and just show them I think 1 or 2 played high school gym. I was so pumped. Can I tell you? Talk about humbling. Talk about humbling.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like,
It is-
okay.
Well,
what's
you know,
funny
it's all
about the word-
okay.
What's funny about the words and being part of it that I said to my daughter a couple of times, because she hates it when I use like the trendy words when she says them, and I sometimes just say them to annoy her. And so if I don't want her to, she's like, if you say slay one time in public, I'm gonna like say you're not my mother.
She's the perfect age for that.
Because she says this all the time, but when I say this, the world comes like, breaks down. It's like it's not allowed.
not
When she tells you
Yeah.
she doesn't like the way you breathe, you know you have a teenager. Okay, we have a tradition that every year we see a movie and we save, like we pick it in advance so no one goes to see it. And there was like no great movie this year and no one would not go. We couldn't agree on a movie. We ended up seeing the the Steven Spielberg one, the Fablemans.
Fablemans, yeah.
And 4 of us, I loved it. I don't know why, because it was 2.5 hours, and I hate anything
Ooh.
over an hour. But I was engaged the whole time. I just found it really interesting. He happens to be a pretty good storyteller. Go figure. And so 4 hated it and 4 liked it, mostly by age. Yeah.
Interesting.
And then my son liked it because he's a filmmaker, so he liked it from that aspect of it. But I said, no, there's nothing we want to see. Like maybe we should skip it. And that was insane, entirely insane.
There's a Disney movie that just came out.
A
But
Disney
like nobody
movie?
knows about it because they didn't like advertise it anywhere.
Like Unenchanted or something, that one?
No, a different one. Disenchanted is one, but then there was another one that just came out.
On their channel or in the movies?
Like I thought it was in the movies.
Was it Glass Onion?
No, it was Strange World.
Never heard of it.
Yeah,
Oh, I
and
did
they're
see
like,
it
it went to the box. The movie bombed at the box office, but like they didn't advertise for it. Why would anyone have seen it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, there were 15 previews, I think, before we saw the movie.
Oh.
It's like, you're just like, oh, another movie.
Well, remember we talked about traditions before,
Yeah.
and how when you try to change traditions, like the kids freak out.
Yeah.
Well, our daughter, since remember I told you she was hosting Thanksgiving, she actually, because it was Thanksgiving brunch, she actually loves brunch more than anything. It turned out to be Thanksgiving-ish. And so it was okay to change the tradition because she did it, which was fine by me because like I said, I brought wine. But it was totally, so it's like, have at it, girl. But it was crazy food. I mean, it was a harvest vegetable frittata since it was brunch. And then it was a turkey breast wrapped in bacon. And it was that, and then mimosas. So it was kind of a crazy kind of thing, but I realize now I'm not allowed to change it, but they are. But that's okay. We're all about change.
Yeah. I ordered the wrong number of bread bowls. I don't know why. I counted wrong. So we were short a few. Not good.
How dare you?
Not good at all. Yeah. I actually, now that I think about it, I could have remedied this. I could have cut the bread bowls in half instead of taking off the top. Totally could have remedied it. Oh, well.
You know what? For next year, order half as many, and then because you always said it's like a huge meal in itself. So
I know.
Then you can go.
All right. Well, anyone tell us like your favorite thing. Just say the favorite thing that happened. I have mine. I'll do it last. So go around. Favorite thing.
I didn't have to cook.
That is.
Yeah, me and my 2 brothers and sister-in-law did an escape room, which was pretty cool.
Like you left to go to a place, or you did?
Yeah, we went to a place on Friday.
Ah, nice.
Found this
We had an amazing ride. We had no traffic issues. We always run into all kinds of traffic, but we had nothing. We just zoomed through.
We found this incredible bakery, had incredible bread, 3 different loaves over the week. 4 maybe. Unbelievable. I was never happier.
Wow. Well, my husband built something that I've been asking him to build for 3 years. So he did that. My older daughter and I watched some horrible, trashy TV together. So that was really fun. And then my 19-year-old was like talking to me openly about stuff. Like, best weekend ever.
It's so sad that we want them to like us and talk to us, and they don't want to until they're a certain age. Like, it just doesn't happen well. Okay, I added a new tradition. We go around the table to say what we're thankful for. And the first year I introduced that, I had such eye rolls and such like, we're not like that kind of family. And now everybody thinks about it in advance and comes prepared and has their thing. But I added a new one. So the new one got eye rolls. And I think hopefully next year will be better. But we did an interview. Stephanie and I have a friend. His name is Scott Simon. He wrote a book called Scare Your Soul. And it's a movement. Like, he started this whole thing where it's like about taking risks, like just saying what you're going to do and do it. And those things that have scared you your whole life or just scared you the last year, whatever it is, you don't have to answer to anybody. So I told everybody to say what they're going to do this year that's, out of their comfort zone. And I think only the non-blood people did it. No, maybe that's not true. But there was like eye roll, like, are you kidding me? Another thing we have to share. Mine is a silly one if it doesn't bother you, but a big one for me. I'm going to go to a movie by myself, which I've literally never done.
It's funny. See, we were talking about that over Thanksgiving, just the movie thing. And
Yeah.
2 of my boys, I think, love going to movies by themselves. And I asked them, is it weird? Because I have never done that. I don't know. Maybe it's a generational thing. And they said, most relaxed, absolutely love it. They don't have to talk to anybody. They said that's, and Kamira said, remember last week,
Yeah.
she said she's discovered going to your movies alone. So,
And you don't have to share your popcorn.
or your Twizzlers, your drug of choice at the movies.
Anyway, all right. So everybody have a great week. If you noticed, we're at noon. That's going to be our noon time. Our new time is noon because we're hoping that people are on their lunchtime and they'll come visit with us and maybe even put something in the comments when we're asking for suggestions. So thanks for being here with us today, and we will see you next Monday at noon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.